In the annals of American true crime, few cases have captivated and divided the public like that of Jodi Arias. A beautiful young woman charged with the brutal murder of her ex-boyfriend, Travis Alexander. In 2008, Arias quickly became a tabloid fixation and courtroom sensation. The tale was equal parts love story and horror show. Obsession turned to violence, a crime scene drenched in blood, and a defendant who couldn't stop changing her story. At its core, this case wasn't just about murder, it was about jealousy, manipulation, and the fatal price of a toxic relationship. Jodi Arias was born on the 9th of July, 1980, in Salinas, California. She was artistic, attractive, and described as bright and charming, though often emotionally volatile. Her childhood was reportedly strict and at times difficult. She bounced between jobs waitressing, photography, and struggled with a sense of direction. Travis Victor Alexander, born the 28th of July, 1977, had a more turbulent upbringing. Raised in a broken home and eventually taken in by his grandparents, Travis overcame adversity to become a charismatic motivational speaker and salesman. He was a rising star at prepaid legal services, PPL, and devoutly Mormon. The two met in September 2006 at a PPL conference in Las Vegas. Sparks flew almost instantly, and their intense chemistry soon escalated into a complicated relationship. Jodi converted to Mormonism, likely to impress Travis, and the two began a long-distance romance marked by passion, secrecy, and dysfunction. But there was a deep imbalance. While Jodi seemed utterly devoted, perhaps obsessively so, Travis was more ambivalent. He often described her as a friend with benefits, and at times spoke disparagingly about her behind her back. Despite their frequent breakups, emotional outbursts, and Travis's desire to move on, Jodi always seemed to find her way back into his life. On the 9th of June, 2008, Travis Alexander's friends became worried after not hearing from him for days. He had missed important meetings and was uncharacteristically silent. Friends entered his Mesa, Arizona home and found a horrific scene. Travis's body was discovered in the shower. He had been stabbed 27 times. His throat was slashed from ear to ear, and he had been shot in the head. Blood covered the bathroom floor, sink, and walls, a scene of unspeakable violence. Police quickly zeroed in on Jodi Arias. She claimed she hadn't seen Travis in weeks. But when authorities found a digital camera in Travis's washing machine with deleted photos recovered from its memory card, it told a damning story. The pictures showed Travis alive, naked, and smiling in the shower. The final photo, taken seconds later, showed him bleeding, likely after the initial attack. A photo of Jodi, inadvertently snapped during the struggle, placed her at the crime scene. Initially, Jodi denied any involvement. Later, she admitted to being present but claimed two masked intruders had committed the crime. Finally, she settled on a third story, that she had killed Travis in self-defense. This evolving narrative would become a major focus during her trial.
His family, and those details are known only by us and the person who did it. Okay, and that's one of the reasons I'm here, is because I believe that you know some of these details, and I think you can help us.
I would love to help you in any way that I can.
Okay. Because we're here at the police department, the sheriff's department here in, was it Siskiyou County?
Siskiyou.
That's what it's called, okay. And you're considered under arrest or detained. You're not free to go. And I'm a police officer. I have to read you your rights, okay? I'm sure you've heard them on TV.
Jodi Arias was arrested in July 2008 and charged with first-degree murder. Due to the shocking nature of the crime, the case attracted national media attention. When the trial began in January 2013, almost 5 years after Travis's death, it quickly became a televised spectacle.
He is. Or he stepped out. I don't know if he has 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but he stepped out.
Well, he needed to have been out of the shower in order for him to grab you and body slam you, didn't he?
Not necessarily.
Oh, so you're saying that he was in the shower, and from the shower he kind of reached over and grabbed you and body slammed you sideways, even though he wasn't out of the shower?
No, I said he definitely stepped out, but I don't know if he had both feet out or 1 foot out.
So when he is in the shower, he at least takes one step out, and you're far enough away so that the water's not going to be getting on the camera, right? Right?
Yes.
And in this position where his legs are open, potentially, right? right?
Yes.
You're saying that he reaches over with one leg still in the shower and he body slams you. That's what you say, right?
No, it's not what I said.
The prosecution, led by Juan Martinez, painted Jodi as a jealous, manipulative ex-girlfriend who couldn't accept that Travis had moved on. He showed evidence of premeditation, a rental car, a stolen gun, gas cans to avoid leaving a paper trail, and the fact that she had turned off her cell phone during the trip. Martinez described the killing as a premeditated slaughter, driven by jealousy and rage after discovering that Travis was planning a trip to Mexico with another woman. The defense, led by Kirk Nurmi, portrayed Jodi as a victim of abuse. They claimed that Travis had a dark side, controlling, emotionally abusive, sexually manipulative, and that years of mistreatment had pushed her to a breaking point. The killing, they argued, happened in a moment of panic and fear. To support this, Jodi took the stand for a staggering 18 days, a rare and risky move. Her testimony was emotional, detailed, and often explicit, revealing the intimate and toxic nature of her relationship with Travis. However, inconsistencies and contradictions in her statements weakened her credibility. Many in the courtroom and watching from home were unconvinced. The Jodi Arias trial quickly became a media phenomenon. It was broadcast live, with millions tuning in daily. Courtroom footage was dissected on talk shows, YouTube, and social media. Jodi became both villain and celebrity. The public was polarized. Some believed she was a battered woman acting in desperation. Others saw her as a cold-blooded killer who spun lies to avoid responsibility. Her calm demeanor, sudden emotional outbursts, and sometimes flirtatious behavior while on the stand only added to the spectacle. Terms like sex, lies, and murder became synonymous with the case. Cable news anchors debated her guilt like sportscasters, and tabloid headlines screamed for justice. In many ways, the case became less about evidence and more about psychology and performance. On May 8, 2013, after 4 months of testimony and 15 hours of deliberation, the jury found Jodi Arias guilty of first-degree murder. The courtroom gasped. Outside, people cheered. But the trial wasn't over. Next came the penalty phase, to determine whether Jodi would receive life in prison or the death penalty. In a surprising move, Arias gave a televised statement asking for her life to be spared, showing a slideshow of her childhood and pledging to help others in prison. The jury couldn't reach a unanimous decision. A mistrial was declared, and a second sentencing phase was held in 2015. Again, the jury was deadlocked. As a result, the death penalty was taken off the table. In April 2015, Jodi Arias was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
As mitigation, the court finds the defendant has no prior criminal history. The defendant has family and community support. The defendant has mental health issues. The court has also considered the defendant's childhood background, family history, and her expressed remorse. The court finds the mitigation presented is not sufficiently substantial to call for leniency and that a natural life sentence is appropriate. It is ordered the defendant shall be incarcerated in the Department of Corrections for the rest of her natural life with no possibility of parole.
The Jodi Arias case left a deep cultural imprint. It was one of the first high-profile trials to play out in real time across social media. Twitter feeds, Facebook pages, and Reddit threads were flooded with theories, analysis, and outrage. For Travis Alexander's family, the verdict brought justice but not peace. They saw him as a good man trying to better himself, tragically killed by someone who couldn't let go. For Jodi Arias, prison became her new reality. She gave interviews, sold art, and to some remained misunderstood, but to most, she became a symbol of obsession turned deadly. The trial sparked debates on domestic violence, gender bias, and media sensationalism. Did Jodi's looks and sex life shape public perception? Was Travis portrayed fairly? Their story of passion, secrecy, and destruction played out like a tragic love story. Jodi, seen by some as a manipulative narcissist and by others as a damaged woman, left a legacy tangled in contradiction. Travis, both victim and enigma, was mourned by many. In the end, love, warped by control and fear, became lethal. And in the glare of 24/7's media, their tragedy became more than a case. It became a cultural spectacle the world wouldn't forget.